What's up, bro?
Hello, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How you been?
Pretty good. I'm just recovering from I have a slight pec tear actually. I got it on incline about 4 weeks ago today. So I'm just working around that, doing physical therapy.
That's a bummer. But you've been hitting legs harder though, right?
I have, yeah. I've been crushing legs. I'm resting more, so I feel like I can put more effort into my legs. And my squat and deadlift are doing great.
I mean, that's good. It helps. Yeah.
Yeah, one pro to come out of everything is I'm resting more. So I kind of feel overall better all around.
Are you taking those powerlifter type rests where it's like 10 years between sets?
Um, Not quite. Usually my workouts are pressed for time. So I might only have like 2 hours to get in, 9 exercises. So the compounds, I rest maybe like 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes on my top set. But no, I'm not like out for lunch between sets.
The gym that I go to actually, they have like folding chairs in the corner because it's a powerlifting gym, so they have folding chairs for people to sit on in between sets. It's really funny.
That is funny. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a little slower than my pace.
Yeah. I mean, I use them.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, if it
So,
works for you. So how long are you resting between sets then?
uh, about 10 minutes or so.
Wait,
It's,
10 full minutes?
yeah,
Between all sets or just top sets? Or
pretty much every set.
so
Like
how long are
seven
your
to
workouts?
7 to 10 minutes, about 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah,
That's a long time.
yeah, it's a
Do you drink
while.
like intra-workout drinks or intra-workout
I just
nutrition?
drink
Anything?
I just drink a lot of water
Wow.
and Gatorade if it's
Yeah.
there.
So Gatorade would help. I couldn't do that. I couldn't train for 3 hours.
I don't know. Well, what happened is in what our school had in, I guess, during the school years, we were only there for 50 minutes. So I'm going from 50-minute sessions to 3-hour sessions.
So
Uh,
are you doing more total work or the same amount of work or
it's more volume because I'm training for a strongman competition where
okay.
I need to do reps. So I'll do my top set will be reps, my back offs will be reps and more reps. So for in the spring I was doing 3x8s, whereas now I'm doing 4x6. So I can increase the weight a little bit, but it's still more sets.
Yep. When's your event? When's your meet?
July 24th.
Okay, so pretty soon. So
Yeah.
you're like 5 weeks out, 6 weeks out?
Yeah, some 5 or 6. Math is in my strong suit. Something like
Yeah,
that.
like
Yeah.
5.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, cool. Where is that?
It's gonna be down here in a place called Mamaroneck.
Okay.
It's a gym called New York Strong. They host New York Strongest Man every
Okay,
year,
cool.
which is the one that I'm doing.
Which events are in this for you?
Uh, all cardio events, which isn't great. We're doing car deadlift for reps, circus dumbbell for reps, truck pull, keg load for maximum weight. So I got total poundage loaded, and I feel like I'm missing something here. I think that's it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
So
have you been training with kegs and all the other equipment or
not really. I we are the guy who runs the gym that's hosting this. He put together a training session last week, so I got to play around with the kegs, pick up my first Atlas stone, which was really fun.
how heavy was that?
220.
Okay, how'd that go?
It was really easy, honestly. 6 years of rowing's made my back fairly strong.
Yeah.
So my friend said my technique was horrible, but the pick and the load was pretty easy. I misjudged the height of the load,
Yep.
the platform, but I I'm not Tom Stoltman, but I feel like I can do some damage on the stones
Nice.
if I learn how to do them.
It'll be cool. You'll have to get some footage of your events.
Yeah, that's definitely the plan. I'm also doing it with my girlfriend.
Oh, cool. She's doing the females?
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
all
Are they the
all the
exact
same
same
events.
events for her?
Yeah, same events. So slightly less weight, but I make fun of my friends in the UK because the truck that she's pulling is heavier than the truck that they pulled at UK Strongest Juniors, which is men's open heavyweight.
Really?
Yeah, because she's pulling a 12-ton truck. They pulled a 10-ton truck,
What do you pull?
24 tons
Damn. So what type of truck is that?
tow
Like
truck.
a, that's pretty big. How
Yeah,
far do you have to tow it, or is it?
I think it's 60 feet.
So have you
It,
been practicing doing that?
I've been doing sled runs and yoke runs, farmer runs. I don't have the harness for it,
Yep.
but I'm really unathletic, so I'm trying to get my feet to move fast because that's really the trick with it. You got to keep
Yeah. Once you
moving.
get it moving, you got to
Yeah.
feet.
So light yoke, light farmer, just learning how to get those quick feet. I'm possibly thinking about putting some of those like football drills in there, those feet drills,
Yep.
because I got into lifting because I was unathletic, and now I choose a sport where it kind of helps be athletic.
Yeah. Yeah. Like doing a ladder drill or something might help you with that.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
what got you into lifting?
What got me into lifting? I started lifting when I was 12 in my parents' basement, and I started lifting honestly just because my dad had weights, and I would do like some bicep curls, mess around in the basement, and then I realized that I responded well. I got good gains without changing diet or anything, and I was naturally pretty lean, so I responded well to weight training, and then I did wrestling in middle school, and I was pretty good, but I wanted to be better, so I started lifting more seriously. And I deadlifted like 200 pounds and maybe like 13 years old. The form was probably pretty ugly, but um, I don't know. I was a kid and just wanted to lift heavy. So, and then as I got older, I got more serious. So in high school, I started tracking food and learned about nutrition. And then when I was 20, I started bodybuilding competitively. And when I was 19, I started training clients in person full time.
And you still do that, right?
Yeah, that's all I do for work is train people and online train and bodybuild prep or whatever your goal is. I'll help you accomplish them.
Because you just set up a website for that, right?
I did, yeah. It's joshbrownpt.com and it's in my bio. If you click on my bio, I just put up that website in February, but I have some testimonials on there, transformation pictures, videos also. It's going pretty good. It's going better than I would have expected. I should have done it longer ago.
I mean, I saw when you competed, was that April, I think,
Yep.
at MPCs? Yeah, I saw the live stream from there.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, it was cool. So I kind of was motivated to make the website for that, and I want to eventually get my own gym going. So it only makes sense to have a website and my info out there.
is there a place for gyms up in Melrose?
So I've been looking. It's tough. Real estate around here is very expensive. Um, there's a few locations that I've been looking into that I'm just waiting on the current tenants to move out, hopefully. But I'm just gonna keep looking. Um, it'll happen.
Yeah, I mean,
I already have a bunch of equipment. So
y-
I acquired equipment during the pandemic. I have dumbbells, squat rack, barbells, T-bar row, hack squat, leg press, pull-up bar, decline bench, you name it. I have the equipment in my basement. So when the time comes and I find the right spot, it'll happen.
yeah, you've got the dungeon.
Yeah,
You know,
the dungeon's dope.
it's sick. You look like Dorian Yates down there just training.
Yeah, the dungeon. I miss training down there. It's you can't train like that anywhere else.
Yeah,
Just grunting, dropping weights, slamming weights, yelling at
yeah.
each other.
I've got weights in the basement too from the pandemic. I got them from my school gym,
Oh,
uh,
sweet.
from my high school. The trainer there said that if I could get a barbell, he'd give me some of the old plates. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
some of them are 55 pounds, some are 46, they're not really calibrated,
Yeah,
but
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 hey, weights are
weight is
weights.
weight. Yeah, there you go.
It all adds up at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was really fun training down there, but I got a membership to a place called Iron Vault, which it's a powerlifting gym, so there's not a ton of strongman equipment,
Okay.
but it was like half the price of the other place I was looking at, and it has a yoke, it has a sled, and it has enough weights, it
Is
has
that where you train right now?
yeah,
Yeah, it looks pretty cool in all your videos. It looks
yeah,
like a
it's really
decent place.
there've been some big name people like Taylor Atwood trains there.
Oh, cool.
He just won his seventh national title. which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet being surrounded by people that are strong like that.
Yeah,
You need it.
it's
You really need it.
yeah. I mean, it's not like the basement. I walk in there, I know I'm not the strongest person in the room.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
people,
Which is good because I have kind of the opposite problem right now. My gym just closed where I went. They closed for good. COVID kind of wiped them out. And there's no well, let me take that back. There's no hardcore gym that I like around here. So, I'm going to like corporate gyms and deadlifting 585 and everyone stops and stares. And I'd rather have stronger guys around me than being the strongest guy, you know?
yeah, it definitely helps. Well, like with Arnold and Franco, Franco was stronger than Arnold and just pushed him
Yeah,
the whole
totally.
time. You know,
And,
it's
and I need that. Like, I'm always pushing others, but like, I need someone that's like 300 pounds pushing me, you know?
yeah, I mean that's why I like this idea of a barbell club, which I was happy that we were able to bring that back and we're gonna be able to train again in person in the fall,
Oh,
starting
sweet.
in the fall.
That's
But,
awesome.
if I'm lifting in my school gym and people are looking at me for repping 4 plates, you know, relatively speaking, it's not that impressive. Like I'm proud of it,
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm
still good
sure
though.
there's yeah, I'm sure there's people who might not even know it yet, but are much stronger than I am. And it'd be good to train with those people, like the football guys who can bench my deadlift.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So I like this community, and we have power lifters, bodybuilders,
Yeah,
strongmen.
it's pretty cool that it's diverse like that in all strength sports.
Yeah, and it's all sizes too. Like my girlfriend's my height, so we have really tall, strong women. Person who's commenting right now is tiny. She's gonna get mad at me for saying that. But she's a power lifter. Um, and so we have different sizes. And if we were to do a meet, we'd have people through not consistently, but uh, people from the 123 female weight class versus I would be 93 kilograms or 100 kilos, depending on the federation.
Yep,
Um, it's that huge diversity of size and strength.
that's
So
awesome.
it's and people too. We have engineering majors. I'm an English major. My girlfriend's a marine biologist. There's all sorts of different people come together. It's not just
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Everyone's diverse and different in their own way.
yeah, and everyone brings something interesting to the table.
So, when you say you guys will all train together at your school gym, or
Yeah, at our school gym, we weren't allowed. There were no big group activities allowed, and I guess 10 people getting together in the gym was a big group activity. So like because we have to register with the school when we want to do activities and stuff. So if we every once in a while, a couple people would happen to sign up at the same time, but other than that, like what we used to do is big team lifts on Fridays. The whole team would come down. So if we
that's
can get
awesome.
that, yeah,
That's a good vibe.
it's just everyone's pushing each other.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's pretty sweet. So you created this. You created this group, or
no, 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 no. I didn't create it. It was just real quiet for about a year or two.
okay?
And so I helped helped bring it back a little bit. Like I made the website that we have now. I run the Instagram page, and yeah, like 2019 to 2020, it wasn't really that active.
Yep.
And then pandemic really killed it for a while until about March of this year. So we were getting the interviews going. I put up articles on our website.
Yeah,
Just trying to
I haven't checked out your website. I gotta check that out. Did you created that, or
yeah, I created that and I wrote everything that's on there too, except for one article that my girlfriend wrote.
nice? Are you
So
liking doing that?
I am actually. I helped one of my friends make a website for his strength and conditioning services. 'Cause he's a strongman,
Oh,
so I
cool.
helped him set up his website for that. So I wouldn't say I
Yeah,
have
I'm
mastery
actually
over it.
enjoying editing my website too. The more I play with it, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I get made fun of because I'm obsessively on there. Like, well, I don't like this formatting. I need to make this or that, and but people aren't looking at it that closely. I'm like, I really want it to now look
To look
like
perfect.
this. Yeah,
I hear you. I'm the same way.
Yeah, there's a couple things on there that I want to fix in some of the like I want to add weight classes because in my article about bodybuilding, I included what all the weight classes and distinctions are. And I
Yep,
have that for powerlifting and strongman, but I don't have that for Olympic weightlifting. I need to fix that.
I see.
And it's stuff like that where
You guys have a lot of bodybuilders or fitness competitors?
no, we have one girl that I met today. She said she likes training bodybuilding more. I don't know if that means she's a competitor or she just likes hypertrophy work.
Yep.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Um, one of our past presidents, a guy named Josh Burt, he was a competitive bodybuilder, NPC competitor,
Cool.
class 2014. So he's 10 years older than I am.
Yep.
Yeah, but other than that, actually, yeah, there's another guy. He graduated 2 years ago now I think he's from Jersey near, yeah, he's from like either North Jersey, Mid Jersey, one of those places.
Oh,
I know he works at a retro fitness, so
nice. Yeah.
that's that's what gave it away. But yeah, not a lot. It's mostly powerlifters. Like I made a spreadsheet of all of our team results through the years, which took me a while. That's on the website if you want to see that.
Yeah.
Shameless plug for that.
Have you done a powerlifting meet?
Not yet.
Do you
I'm
plan on it?
planning, yeah, after New York Strongest Man, I want to do a powerlifting meet. We'll probably do one with the whole team if we can. Either if we can get one organized by the end of the semester or just do it like a mock meet, which we've done a couple times in the past.
So do you have a coach?
No, I do my own programming.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Have
improved
you
a lot
always done
since.
your own programming?
No, last August, one of my friends helped me out a little bit, and the biggest takeaway from that was I learned how to use spreadsheets
Okay.
and sets and reps. Like I don't know if you remember what my programming looked like a year ago. It wasn't good. It was like I was like, oh, I woke up, I decided to deadlift today and do
Yeah, you
reps
can't
for
do that.
yeah, no, it was now I train with more purpose.
Definitely.
I'm
So it's funny you say that. I just made some t-shirts for my website and my branding. And that's actually what I'm putting on the next one. Train with purpose.
that's I talked with Gary
Because
Turner,
so many people, well, keep going.
sorry, you know Gary Turner, Real G6.
Yeah.
I talked with him and I asked him what he finds the difference between, bros training together and bodybuilding. And he said it's the purpose and the intent and the intensity with which you train,
Of course. Of
right?
course. And like, I don't know about you, but you probably have a logbook or you keep track somewhere, right?
Yep.
And having a logbook or some type of tracking device for your progression, right there, you are training with purpose.
Yeah.
Going to the gym and having no plan, like you were lifting, last year or pre-pandemic, you can only accomplish so much. Where can you ever get anywhere when you don't have a roadmap or a plan to get to the end destination, you know?
Yeah. Like it got me to a 400-pound deadlift,
That's pretty good.
but then that following January, I did it for 6 reps
Yeah,
because I was
following a
training with the
plan.
intent of doing 405 for reps.
Yep.
It's like, okay, I can deadlift 400, whatever. In a competition, you have to do it for reps against people. I set out that program for myself, and
So in your competition, you have to do a car deadlift for reps, you said, right?
yeah,
Do you know how much that weighs roughly?
I tested it out. I don't know the exact weight. I mean, it's heavy. If he sees this, please don't up the weight. But I felt like I was good for 5 to 10, but they'll be heavy reps.
Yeah.
They have a trap bar at my gym, so I train with that. It has
Yep.
high handles, which I like, because the one
That's pretty similar to the car deadlift, correct?
yeah, and for that one, I'm doing 4x6. So I want weight that I can rep, but heavier, like, 'cause I'm doing it with 435,
For sixes.
which for 4x6, which is, I'd never pulled that before on a trap bar. Um, so I can do it
Yep.
and it's hard, but I don't miss reps on that. There's some times where I miss reps on other things,
Yep.
but on that specifically, that weight, for whatever reason, I got that right. And when I was testing out the equipment last Saturday, without straps on, I got my straps yesterday because they're allowed in strongman.
Are they the figure eight or?
Yeah, figure eight.
Do you like those?
They're my first ones ever. So
Oh, you've never used them yet?
no, I'd never, well, because my big thing was I didn't want to get straps till I pulled 500.
Okay.
And then while I was there, I was failing the deadlift because of my grip. And then I tried, I couldn't pull it off the ground because I couldn't hold on to it. And then I borrowed chalk from someone. I got it for 3 reps. I was like, okay, it's,
500?
no, the car
Oh,
that I was
okay.
pulling.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, it's clearly not a strength issue. It's just my grip.
Grip.
And the owner there, he was like, no matter how hard you train your grip, it's never going to be as strong as someone who uses straps.
Hmm.
So
Damn right.
yeah,
That
right.
is so
So
true.
that
Because I'm a
was
bodybuilder, I always use straps. The only time I've trained without straps is when my work has these powerlifting competitions, and I've done those almost every year. That I'll for like 2 months I stopped training without straps because I need to focus on grip strength. But the majority of the time I'm using wraps because I just can't hold on to the same amount of weight. I can deadlift 600 for reps, but without them I'm doing maybe 495, 550.
yeah. I mean, with mixed grip, I'm fine. It was that because
That
the handles
neutral
were
grip.
also, yeah, because there was also no knurling on it either, so I had
Oh
nothing to
yeah,
really sink into.
that's
Which,
hard.
yeah, which is important to know before you roll up there. If you assume the thing, I mean, I don't think most car deadlifts have knurling, but I didn't know that.
Yep.
So with the trap bar, I can hold on to it fine without straps. I'll probably train with straps for it, just because I need to get used to having my hands at my side and putting the straps on properly.
Yep.
But it's not a necessity. I have decent grip. I make fun of one of my friends who he has. I'm sure he can now, but we all make fun of him. He can pull. I think 620 is his best. Can't double overhand 405.
Yeah, I might be in the same boat actually.
His best is 385 double overhand. I matched that just for fun to mess
I
with
don't
him.
I don't think I can double overhand 405,
Really
but I can do it for 25 with wraps.
interesting. Yeah, I don't know. For
So
whatever reason, I
this is
can.
how weak my grip strength is.
Well, I mean, when would
I
you?
shouldn't brag about this, but last week I was at physical therapy and I asked the guy if I could do pull-ups because I haven't done any pulling for my vertical pulling with my chest issue. So he goes, "Let's do some bodyweight pull-ups." I usually use my wraps. I str- I didn't struggle, but it was hard to hold on doing 5 to 8 reps body weight without my wraps.
When I do my pull-ups, they have the thicker bars. I try to
Okay,
use that one.
so you're really working your grip strength all the time.
Yeah. Well, and all my back off sets are double overhand.
Okay, that's pretty good too.
Yeah. Well, because
So
I
what are
mean
you
the
pulling for weight double overhand?
350 for 4x6.
Okay, so where you have to do AMRAP on the car deadlift, have you thought
Yeah.
about throwing in any AMRAP training to work your cardiovascular and just make sure you can do it,
I,
or
I'm
do
I've
more than a 6 set?
I've thought about it. Um, it's not a
Do you ever
crazy
do
notion.
more than six or like 10, 12?
Not on my heavy compounds. I'll do them on my like my when I do curls, I do sets of 8 and stuff like that. I need to work on doing hypertrophy. It bores me so much. I
Because
no, yeah,
from my experience, I would say if you want to train for an AMRAP, the only way to truly train for an AMRAP would be to do that, Even if you don't do it every single session that you do hex bar, maybe one time before, just so you have an idea of what you could possibly pull 435 for. Maybe you'll get 10, maybe you'll get 7, and you'll be disappointed. So it'd be good to going into your competition knowing, all right, I think I can get 11 reps with this.
yeah. There's also a coaching philosophy from Lawrence Shaw that I like, where he says kind of leave it all on the competition day,
True.
and
Which,
and and like for my competition in January, I didn't pull 400 before that. I did it once in October when I signed up for it to see where I was, and I didn't do it again till the day of the comp.
okay.
And I'm doing a similar thing with the circus dumbbell, where I'm doing um, reps at 100 and the comp weight is 120, because I really don't. If it were weight, if 120 was weight that I knew I could consistently hit unpeaked, then I'd probably go for that.
Yep.
But I'm more, because especially because dumbbell is so technical, I want to make sure that I can move with heavy weight. Not the heaviest, but was that 85%, I think, of competition weight, 87%.
Okay.
So that's more of my philosophy is save it for the competition day. Although I get your point about AMRAP that, just to see if my body can handle more than
Yeah,
six
just
reps.
to more or less make sure, because do you do cardio?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, what's your cardio like? Do you do hit or?
I do, yeah, I do hit. I do on the erg, on squat and deadlift days, and then I do the assault bike on pressing days, and then on Saturdays I do strongman cardio, where I
Okay.
do I do sled runs and sled pulls,
So your
yoke run.
cardio should be pretty good then.
Yeah, it's a weakness, honestly. Um, I, I was terrible at cardio in high school. It's gotten marginally better, but I do train a lot more cardio now than I did in when I was at school. And then also I do assault bike on Saturdays as
Awesome.
well.
Yeah.
So
So I guess if you were just doing powerlifting and 10-minute breaks, I'd be worried. But where you're getting in all that hit and the strongman cardio, your cardiovascular is probably pretty good.
yeah, and it's also because my job is I work at a library,
Yep.
and all they have me do is carry boxes up and down the stairs all day long.
So
So
you're getting in a lot of cardio at work too.
yeah, I think my heart rate will go up to 160 or so
At work.
at work. Yeah, if
That's pretty good. Getting paid to do your cardio.
yeah, it's a good combination because it goes from the basement to the attic
Okay.
from
And
and
just
this
pull a books it.
yeah, and the staircase isn't air conditioned, so it's just hot up and down. But it's
Always
good.
lifting.
Yeah, and I think it was last week I finally someone finally said to me, "Oh wow, you're getting your workout in for today." So that's how I know I made it as a lifter. Doing anything and someone says that to you.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think you've gotten a positive or negative impact from lifting since you've been
Oh,
doing it
completely.
for
Just lifting in general, like my whole life.
in general, and from I guess bodybuilding in a more specialized sense?
Definitely a positive impact. So, because of lifting, it's given me a career that I love, and I love helping people. Training people is definitely my passion, and teaching them and helping them and seeing them progress too is really enjoyable. But also, lifting shows you that you can accomplish things that you once never thought were possible. When I started lifting, I never thought I would deadlift 600 pounds. I never thought I'd even come close to benching 315 when you're struggling with 135 as a teenager. And through over time and adversity and continuous training, you realize that you can accomplish things. So it gives you a good analogy for life when things get tough and you just keep pushing through. And yeah, definitely a positive impact on my life. I've met tons of friends. All my friends that I usually hang out with now are from lifting. My girlfriend, I met her in the gym. It's had a huge positive impact on me.
So why bodybuilding? Why not powerlifting? Because like you say, you're really strong. You know,
Um, I like the way I look. I care about my physique, honestly, too much to not that I would let it go to be a power lifter, but in my head, backing off on the volume and the type of training that I've done to switch to more of a structured powerlifting program, I think that my physique will change for the worse, and I don't want that. I've always liked my physique and wanted to be bigger and stronger, and I probably will compete in powerlifting. Well, I don't know anymore with my chest actually. I can squat and deadlift, but I'm actually scared to bench now. So that might be out of the cards because I don't want to completely tear it. I did some dumbbell presses today, and dumbbells feel okay, but it's gonna be a while before I'm benching close to what I was doing before and feeling confident.
Gary Turner. He's the only other bodybuilder I've talked to, so I'm gonna keep using him as a reference. He said
Yeah,
he told,
he's torn his pec.
yeah, that's what he in 2008 hasn't benched since.
Yeah, his was a complete tear because I'm pretty
Right.
sure at least, because you can see the insertion where it's like completely gone when he poses.
Yeah.
I'm scared of that happening. So, not that I won't bench, but I don't know if I'll ever bench as heavy as I was. I hit a 390 single back in December. Relatively easy. Like it was probably RPE 8. I might have
Okay.
had 405, but I had just started dieting and I was actually scared of getting hurt.
So would you? So do you look up at people like I know you follow Jordan Peters, right?
Yeah, so
Trained by
Jordan is probably my number one uh, bodybuilding idol because he's
yeah.
like 5'6" and monstrous. I'm only 5'4", but I would never want to be as big as him. He's like the extreme, you know? I wouldn't be able to breathe walking up a flight of stairs and bend over to tie my shoes, but I can admire how freaky he's got and what he's done to get there.
'Cause he trains heavy too. I mean,
And that's the other thing I love about him. He swears that you have to train heavy and use progressive overload and challenge your body. And he's actually one that's torn his pec, he's torn his lat, he's torn his quad, and he always comes back. He he finds a way, and it's pretty impressive to go through those serious injuries and he still looks insane.
yeah, there's a Estonian strongman named Irvin Toits, and he's a former bodybuilder. But when he started strongman, he was so lean and had such little fat on him that he just was tearing things left and right.
Oh, I bet you honestly need that cushioning.
Yeah,
And I think that's why I got hurt because I was pressing weights that I did last year in the off season, and I'm only 6 weeks. Well, when I got the injury, I was 6 weeks post show,
right.
so I was just on the way up, and my joints did not have the cushioning. Hindsight 2020, I would have slowed down on the loads and given my body more rest.
Yeah, I mean, because you're in an interesting spot where you like lifting heavy. It's impressive that you can do 395, but you don't really, I mean, you need to for your training, but you're not judged on what you can lift. You know what I
No,
mean?
not at all.
Like,
But in my head, what has built me the muscle to the point that I'm at is lifting heavy and
right,
continuously adding pounds to the bar or reps to the set. So for me, it doesn't make sense to do 5 sets of 10, you know?
mhm,
That didn't build the muscle that I have. 2 sets of 5 and then maybe one back off set of 10 to 15 built the muscle that I carry. So I bet as I get older, I might have to change the way I train or I get more injuries. Um, but also, I just love lifting heavy. There's no high like that. It's like winning. When I used to wrestle, it's like winning a wrestling match and your hand being raised at the end of a match. It's the same
yeah,
feeling I get from that when I pull a new PR or I bench a new PR or I squat a new PR and I'm barely breathing at the end of the set. It's that same endorphin high that I used to get, and I love chasing it. I can't lie.
yeah. I didn't win a lot when I wrestled, but it was, I know that feeling you're talking about.
So
It's,
my phone just hit 20%, but we should be good. You there?
yeah, I'm good.
Okay, it just said pause. So
All right. You're at 20%?
yeah.
Yeah, I just charged up before I came on here because I think I was at like 40, something
I
like
made a
that.
mistake. I was out doing Father's Day things and didn't charge my phone.
Yeah, yeah. I always bring a charger with me to work. I just plug it in. You never know. But so, yeah, what do you listen to when you're at the gym? You listen
Ah,
to,
now you want to get in my ears.
I've already gotten in your head, so why not get in your ears?
um, what do I listen to? I listen to some loud, kind of aggressive music. Anywhere from like heavy metal of Mice and Men, Disturbed, some old stuff, some new stuff. I listen to a lot of electronic music, like heavy dubstep. A lot of stuff that isn't mainstream that people do not know. I used to be big into going to raves and musical shows, so I like the electronic music. I need something that helps me escape and just forget about what else is going on and just be in the moment with the weights, and that's it. Just move the weight from point A to B, forget about any and everything else going on in life. How about you?
Yeah, I
What do
mean,
you listen to?
uh, I like Disturbed. You know,
Okay.
they're good. I don't know how you can say you listen to Disturbed and don't want to do powerlifting, but that's a personal choice, I guess.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, every single meet ever plays Down with the Sickness.
Makes
I
sense.
like Amon Amarth, like that kind of Viking metal. Sabaton's fun too. I'll listen to rap, but my gym plays so much rap
You
that
get sick of it?
it's not, well, because we're like just north. You know where Mount Vernon Barbell is?
Yeah.
Vaguely. I'm like 2 towns over from there.
Okay.
So that's where I am. And so, um, all they play is Pop Smoke because he's, the king in New York.
Yep.
So that's just all I hear all day long. But
Yeah.
I love
I'm not a
Marilyn
huge
Manson and
rap
Slipknot.
person.
What?
I'm not a huge rap person either.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's good. It has, but I like it for the lyrics. That's what I listen to because I'm a nerd. I'm an English major. So, but whereas with Marilyn Manson and Slipknot, those are my two biggest fans. Not biggest fans. I'm a big fan of them. They don't know me. Uh, but like there's a song called The Reflecting God where they just have where Marilyn Manson just has one hook where it just goes bam, bam, and it's so good to rep deadlifts to that
I might have
because
to check that out.
he's just screaming, "Can you feel my power?" and just go wham,
You'll have to
wham.
send me that
Yeah,
after this so I can listen to it for deadlifts or squats this week.
yeah. My water bottle, I don't think it's here, has the words "Blood Honey" written on it, which is one of Marilyn Manson's songs
Okay.
from his 2017 album. But yeah, I like those kind of guys the most. Just that sort of violence in my ears.
So what's funny about that is when I was younger, like 12, 13, 14, 15, and got into lifting, I used to listen to 3 Days Grace,
Nice.
and most of their stuff is pretty dark and kind of depressing and aggressive, and I had no idea what it was about because I was 12, 11, 13, kid. But looking back on it, I'm like, damn, Josh, you were like aggressive as a kid deadlifting in your parents' basement. Like, no
Like
wonder you still deadlift that way.
like Pete Rubish.
Yeah, pretty much. That's like what it was. They had a cement floor, and I would put down cardboard boxes and deadlift. Oh, my client Benji just commented a good song by them.
Pain can't get enough. I know that song. Yeah. I like 3 days. Actually, when I first started lifting in 2018, it was a lot of five finger death punch, a lot of 3 days grace. But that was my training was weird because I would do 3 months in the summer, 9 months off for sports, and repeat. And then
Did
I
you
got
make gains?
injured. What?
Did you make gains?
Yeah. I went from I made gains, but it was nowhere close to what I've done in the past year. But my overhead press went from I failed 95 pounds spring of my sophomore year. January of my junior year, I hit 135 on overhead. I like Bring Me to the Horizon too. They're good.
Yeah, they're great.
TikTok's kind of killed them a little bit though. I see people make TikToks with their stuff. It's annoying. But yeah, like my squatting was never good. It's still not.
What's your
Um,
squat? One rep.
one rep I did 335 at the end of last semester, so it was like a month ago. And then on Monday, I actually misloaded the bar because I didn't realize that a squat bar is 25 kilograms, not 20. So I ended up doing a triple at 320.
Was that a
Uh,
PR?
yeah, that was because I was supposed
Nice.
to do 308 because I'd never repped 300 pounds before. Um, yeah, my at its worst, my floor press and my squat were 20 pounds apart.
That's a little bit of a problem.
yeah, my floor press was 275 when my squat was 295.
We gotta get you on a leg day program or something. Short term, you
I
know?
Yeah, the past year I've been squatting twice a week at least.
And
I
what you
do
do for sets and reps on that?
I do top set of three. I like my 4x6 on my squat days, and then on my deadlift days I do front squats after I deadlift.
Okay. Do you
Um,
ever, I know because it's a different sport, but do you ever do any hypertrophy work?
I consider 4x6 hypertrophy. I mean, I've gotten a lot bigger in the past month or so.
Yeah.
I went from 195 to struggling to hold on to 200, where I'm pushing 210 right now.
Body weight, you mean?
Body weight, yeah, in the past month.
That's pretty good.
And yeah, well, because I'm in a 220 weight class, I need to fill that out.
Yeah, so you're just eating any and everything?
I'm honestly, I'm eating a lot, but not ridiculously more than I did during the semester. I genuinely think it's the rest time. I just have more time to recover. They have massage guns there too, which changed my life.
How many days do you train a week?
For
Okay.
I
Have
do
you ever trained more or less?
I usually do four in this during the semester we were restricted to 3 days. So it was squat, bench, deadlift. And then now what I do is squat, bench, rest day, deadlift, rest day, events.
Okay, that's cool.
And then on the seventh day I rested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Because I, so does your gym have any hypertrophy stuff? Like,
yeah, they've got
leg presses or anything like that?
I do the leg presses on my leg days too. Actually, yeah, that's not I do hypertrophy. So I do 4x8 on leg press.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do hamstring curls?
No, I did RDLs a lot in the
Do
during
they
the
have a curl
semester.
machine?
Yeah, they have them.
I wouldn't shy away if you want to deadlift a lot of weight. The stronger you get your hams, also it will help with your squat coming out of the hole. Um, I bet if after your competition you switch to maybe slightly more hypertrophy, it would definitely help your leg strength.
That's good to know because honestly, I was thinking about looking at less hypertrophy.
I think you'd want to do more.
More?
So
Okay.
most of my clients are just kind of general pop. They're not bodybuilders. They're just people that want to be strong and in better shape. One of my females, I meet with her twice a week. One night, she's kind of on a powerlifting, more of a program like your style than mine. One night we do bench and deadlift and deficit deadlift and hamstring curls. And then 3 days later, we do squats, overhead press, rack pull, deadlift. And we've been able to add 50 pounds in 8 weeks to her squat, one rep max.
Wow.
Um, just from kind of doing the hypertrophy work as well as having a more structured plan intact. And she's also doing better outside of the gym to recover and stretch and do everything right, eat better. But not even just because I'm a bodybuilder. I've always done a decent amount of total work per session and per muscle group. I think some hypertrophy work would probably only benefit your lower body and your legs,
Okay.
at least
Yeah.
short term. Try it for 6, 8, 10 weeks, see what happens. If you find
Yeah.
that you're burnt out and it's too much total work, then maybe it isn't for you. Or you might find your squat skyrockets and your deadlift goes up 40 pounds, you know?
I mean, that is somewhat the case with because I started doing leg presses June 2nd, whenever my first day was
Oh, okay.
there. And, I went from barely getting 335 to a triple at 320 in about a month. So that's something. I also failed to pull over 425, and then I did 440 for a fairly fast single last week because I don't know how to count. And
Really?
I was supposed to do 420 for a triple. I loaded up 440 by accident, and I only got it for a single. I was like, wow, this is really heavy. Let me recount this. Oh, that's a 15-pound PR.
That's
But yeah,
awesome.
yeah, and then because I also train my girlfriend, I write her programming. and her recovery, not even what she does, just how she is so much better than mine because she's an athlete, so she's just so used to just working and working. And her deadlift from December to May went from 135 to 215 beltless.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and
Was she lifting consistently before that?
no, she started in December.
Damn,
I mean,
that's
she did sports, but
yeah, but
that
she was never lifting.
no, it was yeah,
That's really good.
yeah. So we are. I'm holding her back a lot this summer in terms of weight, but I'm doing a lot more reps and sets.
Okay.
And the other day, like what I do 4 sets, she's doing 5.
Okay.
And the other a week or so ago, she was telling me how tired she is, and she was not used to that. Like you're supposed to get tired, like that's that's
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
How do you feel
Because
after your deadlift days?
I felt used to feel horrible. Now I'm fine. Like this morning, I wasn't great. I couldn't really tie my shoes properly, but that was I that was because I messed up yesterday with my I barely got
Trying to find a
three.
way to keep my phone up, well plugged in. I might.
You can
All
turn it
right,
upside down.
let's turn it.
There you
I'll get it.
go. Like I couldn't do 420 yesterday, and I got my straps, and I came back and I went to the basement. I had pulled 400 for almost a double. I don't know if you saw that. I fell forwards with it. Um, but yeah, so this morning I wasn't great, but usually after my deadlifts, those massage guns have been really, really good for me because I'm fairly consistent with my stretching in
Yeah.
terms of I do it on the days where I lift. I need to do it more on the days where I don't lift.
Yeah, I'm the same. I do it on days I
Yeah.
lift. I'm bad. I don't do it on other days.
Yeah, like my routine was during the semester, I'd stretch for 30 minutes, walk over to her dorm, meet up with her, walk over to the gym. But aside from that, I wasn't really, in between classes, stretching out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my right now after deadlift days, I'm fine. Well, I mean, 2 days later is when the muscle fatigue will be setting in, and I do farmer holds and farmer carries 2 days after I deadlift.
Okay.
So and yoke runs and all that stuff. But the
And
fact that
you're
I can
good for
still,
that.
Mhm.
You usually recovered for that or enough.
Yeah, I think my recovery is just a lot better than it used to be, and I think that's just a factor of the timing. You know,
Definitely.
I respond better to longer rest breaks. I'm a fat powerlifter. That's what I do. But um, like during the semester, Eliza saw this a couple times. I would be doing my 3x8s, and after the second set, I would just have to like lie down because I couldn't handle the intensity. I guess the consistent rapid intensity. I can do a set of 8, but I need a couple minutes
Yeah.
after that.
So what couldn't you handle? The like blood pressure, the cardiovascular, the
It was
pump?
cardiovascular. Cool. Part of it was I think it was the mask. People can say
Yeah,
whatever they want to me
masks can
about that.
suck.
Part of it was the mask. Part of it was the mass, because I had never been over 200 pounds before. So part of it was just my body handling being 205 for the first time.
Definitely. And how
So
how tall are you?
6 foot.
Okay.
So room to grow.
Yeah. So is the goal to be obviously heavier and heavier because for your sport you kind of have to be at your height.
I wouldn't want to go above middleweight, which is 231.
Okay.
And I don't want to be one of those guys who cuts to be a middleweight. I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
That we have guys in strongman who are 270 and cut to 231.
That
Um,
sounds dumb. You're gonna get
yeah,
weaker.
exactly. There's a guy I talked to the other day, um, from Emmanuel Frias. Manny is a really nice guy. He's a men's open strongman, and he was talking about how stupid it is that there's people who are close to his size, and he's on a 320, 330, who make this cut down to 230. You know,
That's crazy.
yeah, and why it never honestly I didn't cut for wrestling either.
Yeah, I never
Um,
had to cut either.
I mean, when you met me, I was 160, I think that was 2019, right? So I guess I was going to senior year. So I just cracked 180, but I started wrestling that November at 155 pounds.
Oh wow,
I gained like 25 pounds the first wrestling year.
that's pretty good.
And then, yeah, so I finished senior year wrestling at 195.
Yeah, I didn't weigh over 200 pounds until I was about 23 years old. Oh, trying to flip my phone. I
Oh,
don't think I can. Oh, there we go.
yeah,
I'm
that's
trying
funny
to
'cause
get a
for
full
whatever reason,
percent.
I didn't think you cracked 200 till like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I made it to 209 actually last year during the pandemic. Um,
That's just,
that was the heaviest I've ever been at 5'4". The goal is
yeah,
to
and
get
we're,
heavier than that right now, but it's slow. I eat so much, and last week, 5 days in a row, I was consistently over 200. Yesterday, I was 193. And I
yeah,
track my food. I eat the same amount. It's all dependent on my expenditure. So if I did your 3-hour workouts, I think I'd lose even more weight being in the gym that long. Even though the rest periods will be longer, maybe the total duration of movement might be more, and I would probably not be able to maintain my weight.
interesting. Yeah, because I was struggling to maintain my weight more with less rest time because I'm not that big of a person.
Yep.
You know, I'm 8 inches taller than you, and we weigh around the same.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
but you're also younger, and we have different sports. So
right,
I want to
right.
be a short mass monster, and for your sport, you don't necessarily need that.
Yeah, didn't Lee Priest get to 300 in the off season or something like
He was
that?
like 280, like 2 inches taller than me, maybe 290.
I thought he was 5'4".
Uh, I think he was 5'5".
Okay, okay.
Regardless, it's absolutely insane. I
Yeah,
could not imagine carrying another 80 pounds of muscle.
yeah. I mean, even for me, another 30 pounds, and that's probably as heavy as I'd ever want to get.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine being over 220, 230.
Yeah, it's
I wouldn't be able to tie my shoe.
no. Plus, if at your size, if you can do a vacuum, that'd be a good tool to have in the arsenal. Which,
Definitely, and I feel like I would lose some aesthetics trying to be that big.
yeah, well, also because you have a very grainy physique at this point, and so I don't know. I feel like if you went for more like maybe the 212 look would be probably. I'm
Yeah,
guessing is that more your end goal?
if I become a pro, that's the goal. Be a
212,
212
yeah,
competitor.
because you could fill out to there, but
Even
past that,
that's big. You got to carry a
what?
lot of muscle to be a competitive 212 guy.
Yeah, that's it's deceptively big.
Yeah, I stood next to Sean Clarita that won the 212 this year.
Yeah,
Um, 2 years ago in 2019, he was guest posing at a show I did, and he's like 3 inches shorter than me. He's maybe 5'1", 5'2". He's very short, but he dwarfed me. And I weighed like 175. He was 190, but he made me look so small.
well, I mean the body composition is a thing too.
Totally. And I think this year he
Yeah,
won the Olympia weighing like 190.
yeah, that's impressive.
But it's all about the conditioning and the shape of
Yeah.
his physique.
Well, big Ramy proved that. He was huge for what, 7 years, and then
Yeah,
he
and he
didn't.
wasn't getting anywhere with it.
Yeah, and no one cared. I mean, it's like, oh, look, he's big, and then his coach, I guess, whipped him into shape and was like,
Yeah,
do your stairmaster.
yeah. I don't know what they changed, but this year, I don't know who will beat him if he brings it again, because no
Yeah,
one's that large and that conditioned.
yeah. I mean, maybe the Craig Goliath competed. No, just kidding.
Maybe as big, but definitely
No,
his
nowhere
physique is
close.
trash.
Have you seen him on stage?
Yeah, he looks like garbage.
Yeah, he looks horrible on stage.
He's just he took it too far.
Yeah, but you know what? For his purposes, he's having fun with it.
True, and he's making money off of it.
Yeah, you know, I guess he knows he's not going to win Mr. Olympia, so
True, so he had to market himself in a different way.
yeah. And then it's interest. I forget who it was. Maybe Phil Heath, maybe Ronnie Coleman, who said, think about how many Mr. Olympias are just walking around and don't know it. Who has the genetics for that? Like for you, when you were 12, did you think you'd be a top NPC competitor 14 years later?
No,
Or
I
lifting 600 pounds?
no, no, but I knew I looked different and responded different than my peers, than other 12-year-olds that I was hanging out with. When I did wrestling and I wore a singlet in 8th grade, I weighed like 128, but people would make the comment, is he juicing, when I was 13 years old, because my physique just looked so superior to the kids next to me that, were soft.
Yeah, I mean, now you have 13-year-olds who are juicing, which is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's something that I don't really ever care about doing
Yeah.
personally.
And it's probably less common in your sport, I'm sure, too. I mean, at the elite level, everyone's doing probably something.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually among the lighter guys, there's sort of a running joke that people will run stuff just to win local meets, local comps. I don't know. I think they can do whatever they want. I just don't feel like doing it myself.
Yeah.
I don't care if people do it. Just don't compete tested, you know.
Yeah, no, totally. Don't go to a
Yeah.
tested playing field if you're going to do that.
Yeah, it's just, for comparison's sake, my overhead press is about 140 pounds under the current world record on the axle press.
For your weight class?
For my weight, if I were to stay at 90 kilograms, which I probably won't, just because I'm getting bigger. So that record's 417. Not touching that anytime soon.
417? That's impressive.
As a middleweight, yeah,
That's insane.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't even know how you would leverage that.
He's up in Boston. He's near you. A guy named Nick Camby.
Nick Canby.
He trains at Malden, TPS Malden.
Oh, I think I know him, actually. It sounds really familiar.
Yeah, great hair, Italian guy.
I should actually go check out TPS.
It's
I
a
could
cool place.
I could walk there from my house. That's how close I am to there.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, definitely go out there because they have a lot of specialty. I mean, I think it's a strongman gym,
It is a
right?
strongman.
But I would say strongman gyms are friendlier to bodybuilders than bodybuilding gyms are to strongman. Is that fair?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Like
There's really not many bodybuilding gyms around here anymore. That's why I got to open one.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta find the market for it. Well, I mean, talk to I forget his name, the guy who runs Malden or TPS Malden, but I'm sure he has some insight
Yeah,
into
probably I
starting a
should go
gym.
over there.
Plus, you have a fairly large following of people from a variety of sports. Like I don't know if you see this, but you know who the Hadge brothers are
Yeah,
up in there? Yeah, they follow. They're fairly big names.
yeah,
You
they're
know,
really impressive. So I used to sometimes go to MetFit, which is where they train their clients and work out of. My friends used to go there, and those are guys you want to deadlift around.
yeah.
They easily pull 800 for reps, and I'm just like, holy shit! And it's like powerful off the floor too. Yeah, they're pretty impressive, those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's definitely a calling for it because I don't know. I feel like Boston has more bodybuilders and powerlifters.
In around the city, definitely.
Yeah, right. That area. It strikes me as similar to Long Island as someone who's been to both. And, you see how popular Bev Francis is out there.
Totally.
I think there's probably definitely a market for someone to make one. And, why not you?
Damn right.
Right? There you go.
Well,
So,
I actually probably got to eat soon. That bodybuilder life. I haven't eaten
so
in about 3 hours.
So you mind if I just ask you one last thing
Yeah, totally.
before you run out? So if you could go back to, let's say 18-year-old Josh, what would you tell yourself?
About
How
lifting?
would you life, lifting, you know,
Um, hmm.
wrestling, whatever you
Well,
got for yourself?
so I was actually a professional scooter rider. I don't know if you knew this.
I
When I was
did.
18,
So, yeah,
I rode Razor scooters professionally. Not for Razor, but a different company. Um,
I've seen the videos.
I I probably might have stuck with that a little bit longer if I could go back because when I was 18, I was lifting and scootering, but I was still really good at scootering. And then I quit scootering for the gym because I was getting hurt and I wanted to pursue my lifting and not be injured and not be sidelined from the gym. So I would probably go back and maybe scooter for like 2 or 3 more years, get better at that, and then pursue the bodybuilding. Um, but I would just be patient. I used to lift with kind of not ugly form, but uglier than I do now, and not as controlled as centrics. The downward portion of reps, kind of drop it or bounce it, especially on bench. And I would slow those down. I would just lift more precisely, and I always had purpose, but more structure maybe. I do less total work now than I ever had. I was kind of always overtraining, so I would maybe back off from the training and do more rest and recovery, and I'd probably be a little bit further along than I am right now.
Probably fairly good advice to yourself. I guess that does it for today. You got to go eat.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on. This was cool.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Of
It's good to
course.
talk with you.
Anytime.
The first time since June of 2019.
Yeah. And definitely post some pictures and keep us updated on how your comp goes in the prep for it.
I definitely will. Yeah.
All right.
So,
It was nice to see you, Tom. Have a great
nice to
day.
see you, man. Peace out.